Welcome to South Harmon. Welcome to South Harmon. Hey, welcome to South Harmon. We glad you here today. Another AMA. Ask me anything. Super chat is cool if you wanna pay to play. Like and subscribe, that's what we really appreciate. Let me introduce you to the tear down king. Mike McNutted, ask your questions, he'll answer anything. ATM, you know Adam, put them graphics on the screen. Glad you tapped in now, stay tapped in for the team. Hey, everything is posted. Go follow the socials. South Harmon FF tag us if we get noticed. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Another AMA. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Wednesday night AMA. Adam, Alvin Kamara jersey. What is up?
We're running out of jerseys that aren't dead over here. You know.
You like this one,
dude? Wait, no way. I got to tell my dad about this stream.
Fucking Riggins.
That's
Panthers
crazy.
jersey.
That's
Let's go,
crazy.
man. Friday Night Lights. Yeah.
It's pretty sick. Pretty sick, buddy. Love that.
Man.
What's that?
I found that baby on Amazon, and I was over the moon when I was like, what? That's a real fucking thing? Order. Done. Take my card. Take it all.
Just take it from me, you know? Stop fucking around here. What's good with you, buddy?
First taste of vodka is always so good.
The first sip's always pretty damn good.
I got some big news on the vodka front for you, too, for the people who care.
Not just for me, but yeah, please enlighten us, man. What do you got? Big news?
You know that Columbus Finest Oyo vodka that T-Rock brought me at the expo? Yeah. I found it online. That fucker will be here on Monday.
No.
Monday. 6 bottles. Take my card. Take
it. Where do I pay? Immediately, right?
Sign me up. I didn't give a fuck what it cost. It could have been like $80 a bottle. I was ordering 6 of them. I didn't give a fuck.
That's actually pretty sick, brother. I'm pretty pumped for you, honestly.
I'm jacked. Now, the only downside is I did find out that they have one that is barrel finished.
Okay.
And it colored me very, very... I can't get that one shipped to Iowa, though.
No?
Because, it's dumb. It's dumb. I don't know why. But, hey, the one I had at the expo, that's on the way, man. 6 bottles. Be here Monday.
I like it.
Done.
I like it.
We're going to turn it up. You think this AMA is going to go off the fucking rails. You just wait until I've had 6 bottles of that shit for 2 days. I might not be sober for the next month.
Well, that's regardless. I would say you being sober for the next month has nothing to do with this new purchase. However,
come on.
Mike, now we got people watching this. Okay, come on. I mean,
I took Monday, Tuesday off this week, boy, just to show myself that I don't have a problem.
Dog, Ryan C hit it. I'm like, damn. That sounds like something I need to get into my life right there, buddy. A barrel finish?
You know what I said? Barrel finish, right? Like, it's already smooth as shit. I think the barrel finish?
Well, I'd be curious what you think of the barrel finish. Have you had like that? I wonder if you're going to like it.
That'd be a first. We got to find out, though.
Let's get this kid a barrel finish. You know what? If you're out there, which I know you are, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this kid a barrel finished. No matter what it takes. Let's band together, you know?
Let's band together. I got to try at least once, right?
The poor bastard. I mean, come on. Let's get this kid taken care of.
Until then, Svedka, back to the lemon. I drank all the orange. It's all gone. All my clementine's gone.
So
I think there's a song like it.
You with a straight face. You with a straight face trying to tell people like, you know, this is going to be the reason that I might get fucked up. Talking about that clementine been crushed.
Well, here was the problem. All right, Thursday night. Well, sorry. Let's go back.
Everybody dial into this. This is going to be a good story, I promise you.
Story time. Wednesday night, AMA, right? Okay. I got to drink with
naturally,
my boy.
Right.
Have to, right? Okay. Thursday night, football kicks off.
Okay.
Right? So you got to drink then.
Well, that's
Friday night, the Eagles are playing.
Oh, if you didn't plan to drink, you had to once you started watching. I get it. That one I get.
Saturdays, the rivalry game versus the fucking Cyclones. Shout out to them too for winning the Super Bowl. Fucking assholes. Fucking games. Yeah, I gotta live with this shit for the next year. So of course I'm drinking, and I'm definitely drinking after the game. Like heal me, heal me, vodka gods, heal me. Sunday is the first time I get to hear the words 7 hours of commercial-free football starts now.
That might have been. So, that might as well have been a cue to start your engines, right? For you, for anyone, it's normal. Right?
Fire them up, baby.
Yeah, I'm with
fire
you.
The grill up, fire up the vodka. Let's go.
Now, well, I think that is a very good and relatable story to anyone. My question to you is: in this cycle of this season, where in which you plan to change this last week?
Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday will be my sober days. I
would argue, though, now I like that. I like that you're admitting it, but I will say, I would argue that that's more of a recovery time period than it is a like. No. It's
like you ever do something just because you want to be able to tell yourself you can do it. Like I can do it.
like leave my job and try to create content. Yep, I've done it before.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. I need that in my life. I need those days to just separate, to go like, I can. All right, I can because I want to.
You trying to do the AJ Brown thing? I'm Himothy. I'm really him. There
you go. Exactly. What do you think about the thumbnail, man?
What do you think about the thumbnail? I want to know what you think about this. This took two different plane rides to get done how I wanted it.
Speaking of scary shit, if your bush is scary, head over to manscaped.com.
If it's scary or it's hairy, let's get that thing manscaped up, man. Yeah,
get that baby clean, right? You don't want to be looking like that thumbnail with that chick from The Ring.
I mean, you could be. Hair. That would be not ideal, I don't think, Mike.
But... She got a name, too, by the way? Anybody know?
Samara, wasn't it?
Samara. Oh.
I actually fact-checked me. I don't know why I think that's right.
You were fast on that, too. Like, you didn't even think
Bro, the ring fucked with me for a while back in the day. So now I'm... Yeah, that was one of those, like, you run up the stairs a lot faster for a good full week or two. Like,
on a plus note, you can't do it anymore because, VCRs are dead.
Right? What the fuck? What is this story? Because VCRs are dead. I'm listening, though. Please tell me.
But VCRs are dead, right? So
I'm not disagreeing.
The ring can't happen. That can't happen no more. Like, it was based around a VCR tape, wasn't it?
Oh, buddy, VHS. If you watch the movie, you know that it doesn't have to. That thing it could make its own way. I promise that. It doesn't have to have a VCR.
No, we're good. We're good.
All right,
cheers.
Well, fair enough.
VCRs.
The VCR killed Samara.
All right. What about Christian McCaffrey? Let me ask you, man, because we haven't talked about this one yet. Okay. Are you worried? Right? Surprise inactive week 1. He's on the cover of Madden. Fizz and I did a fucking show about Madden curses. We're like 50-50, right?
I remember that one very vividly. I remember that one. I remember that one so vividly, Mike, that I'll be honest with you. Like, I feel my level of concern is as soon as that transitioned to he talked about middle of the week, like, yeah, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play.
He's good to go, right?
He said, I'm gonna play, buddy. Like with the most confidence in the world. Jordan Mason apparently is ready, knows by Friday he's gonna play.
Thanks for telling us.
That poor kid, man. He was up there so like visible. Like, I just went ham, and y'all are really trying to fucking my one fuck up. Fuck you. I get him. I respected his feelings.
Did you see Sleeper tweeted out about their auto sub feature, like promoting it because of that? That's why we put it in. But did you see the picture of what they put on the auto sub thing? The auto sub was fucking Jordan Mason. Like, that's who they had set on the picture of the auto sub for. I'm going, or that's just called handcuffing, and that's been around for ever in fantasy football. So good fucking job there. Woo! Auto sub paying off, man.
No handcuffing in the club, Mike. You know this. Come on.
The fuck? Trying to promote your janky best ball. Fuck out of here.
Well, come on. I mean,
either stack up or shut the fuck up.
Feast or famine, Mike. Feast or famine.
I'm still in. I mean, he says he's going to play this week. Now, his word doesn't mean shit, apparently, anymore.
It does mean shit. I don't trust fucking it as far as I can throw it, you know?
He's taking them lessons from Nick Bosa. Like, you can't trust him. Real shady dude.
No, I can trust him as far as I can fucking throw it. Mike, I mean, now, listen, it's week 1. My level of concern is that here's the thing, right? Week 1, you don't play. Not just in the way it went down, but like, if this was the narrative, okay, where we knew McCaffrey was going to, like, let's say in the middle of the summer, or like even, let's say not even that far. Let's say a month ago, man, there's a chance he might not play the first 3 weeks. Mike, what? We're already the way in which the community would be like, all right, this could be it, man. He could be fucking cooked now. This could be finally what we've been waiting for. The death of the great one. Now it's like, I guess the panic is also in now overreactionary season, where it's week 1, everybody's ready to write the season as a whole based on 1 week. So I think that's partly why the panic feels so damn high on this kid. But I mean, as a guy that took him in a league with 5K on it, and Mike, I end up winning this game with him in my flex spot by 3 points. It's supposed to be like I'm gonna kill him, right? Sexy like literally watches the CMC thing go through, and I could just feel him going to the phone. Fuck, I already lost. But like, as a guy that took him at the 110 there, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm panicked, but level of concern is definitely mediumly high, I would say.
I think you should be concerned, but listen, weird shit happens in week 1, man. Somebody's going to come on here and be like... This is
weird, for sure.
Somebody's going to come on here and be like, man, I'm going to hammer you about J-Mo. Look at him. You guys are all fucking idiots. And then, for the rest of the season, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but then J-Mo might just disappear back to being fucking nothing, and we'll forget that this fucking ever happened.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that? As far as them, I don't think people will ever forget that this happened. I know people will now. To your point, he may not replicate this ever again.
If he disappears back into fucking obscurity, they'll forget. I won't forget, but they'll forget.
Oh, but even
I remember.
I know who won't forget at all, and that's you. You bring up a lot of things. I like it though. Right. Well, where are you at with CMC? Give me your take on this.
I'm fine with him. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Hold on, but what does that mean? Okay, just give me like what you're saying. You're not moving your like rankings or your feelings about him in this season at all. Okay, really?
If I got him, it's on a contender, and fuck. Okay, week 1 sucked. Come back, show me what's up in week 2. Dr. B, shout out to Dr. B on this one too.
What did Doctor? Well, let's consult the good doctor. Where is the kid? Come on.
I wish he was in here. But he said...
Oh, I thought you had a comment. Damn, I was all excited to pull it up.
Nothing to really be worried about outside of just rest it until he feels good to go. And apparently, they always say this shit, by the way, too. I hate this fucking thing. If it was a playoff game, I would have played. I think every fucking player... Like, a player could have 7 torn ACLs, right? Like, their leg is behind their head, and they'd be like, if it was a playoff game, I was going to play.
It could.
Because I'm a gamer. I'm a baller. But anyways, it sounds like he's going to be fine going forward. He just needed another week just to kind of rest it. It's not like the Kevin Durant one where it's like finals. Remember that? Where he had that Achilles calf injury that was kind of vague. And then he comes out and snaps his fucking Achilles. Like, it's not that.
Well, had he played yet? Maybe had he played in week 1, it would have been, right?
I'm just following the doctor. I'm following the doctor that tendinitis won't cause your Achilles to snap. Dr. B,
this is, right?
Yeah, that's our guy, right?
Remember when we found out he doesn't have true doctor initials?
Well, he's like
I'm just messing with Dr. B right now, but yeah, I'm with you. I get you.
Here's this is like this. Are you burying him on the show? He doesn't have.
I always, regardless of whether he's here or not, I like to bury Dr. B on the show with love. But Mike, here's a good pivot that I want to talk about. Like you're looking like you're about to be loving life for a while, if not the whole season. Cooper Kupp, you've been calling it, right?
I tried to help you out.
No, I know. I'm giving you some crops because what happened last year with Cooper Kupp?
Crops.
I'm giving you your Iowa crops. I'll give you more corn, okay?
Is this because, I was going to say, is this racist because I live in Iowa? Is that what this is?
Well, it's not. I wouldn't say racist. I would say geographicist.
Statist?
Yeah, statist. There you go. I tried to make a word that you made it well. That's well played. Statist. You fuck. I'll let the little doll do that at some other time. You know. No. What happened with Cooper Kupp last year?
Bang. Okay.
Mike, this is a soft tissue injury that's early in the year, and we've seen plenty of players that are extremely talented just not ever get back to right, even if they play.
Okay. So let me ask though, actionable advice then.
Yeah.
You're a contender. You got CMC on it. What's your ideal? Like, what are you trying to pivot to that you think realistically can get done? I mean,
no, for sure.
Somebody's not giving you fucking Breece Hall or Bijan Robinson or fucking Jahmyr Gibbs 1-for-1 in Dynasty leagues.
Well, in Dynasty, that was probably never happening without him going bananas in week 1 anyway, right? Like, yes, I'm with you there. So here's the question for me in general to make this an actionable discussion, because I think it can be a good one. I think format definitely comes into it for me. Like, lineup start 9, I might be willing to tell you guys to just fuck off. I'll see if he dies. If he dies, he dies type shit, right? We get to lineup start 11. I'm talking a little. There you go. See? You're with me. You're back with me. I like this.
I've always been with you.
I know. But lineup start 11 or 12, I may be a little more intrigued by some goofy package I would not have been in the offseason. Like, we can talk about some scenarios, but in best ball, especially in best ball, Mike, if you're playing best ball, which we talk a lot about, I love Christian McCaffrey still, but that's one where it's like, what can I actually get done here, right? If I'm a true contender.
Yeah. Okay.
So let me just give me some ideas in the chat, and Mike, like, just throw out some spitball here. Whew. Now, you know what's weird about this one? We got Mike. So what's your take on him with Thursday game, and you can't go through walkthrough on Tuesday? What happened today? Did he practice today?
I don't think the dude's playing. I think we're gonna get the Jalen Wright show.
I agree. I agree that he's probably not playing. Sounds like Mostert's already out, correct?
Yeah, he's done.
So, here's the thing. Like, Achane to me is a interesting pivot, but probably not the one, just because I feel like it's a little bit of the same picture right now. Like, until I see a little more security out of him, like, if he would have had those 18 touches and then again, and then, like, we're talking 3 weeks in a row of that, Mike, I'm smashing that fucking button. Now I'm like,
I was gonna say I can't ever hear the words of the one without thinking of Moneybag Yo and Taboo Miami.
Now I know you want to be. Now I know, without that being Neo for you, that you definitely are having. You have a syndrome of, you have an identity crisis happening right now for sure. I like this though.
I am like Tim Riggins if he was about to be 38 years old, wearing his jersey, some chains, backwards hat, put on some weight. Alcoholic.
Where is Fizzle at? I need Fizzle's take on this. Is he starting to concern you as far as, like, identity crisis here? Not that it's a bad thing.
I'm having a good time. No,
I'm having a great time.
Achane. All right, so not Achane. What about after what we saw with Kenneth Walker in the usage?
Okay.
All right. RIP all your fucking Zach Charbonnet bullshit I heard in the offseason, had to listen to.
Me?
20 fucking cared. No, not yours.
I know.
Just in general. I'm putting that out into the ether for all the fucking dog shit analysts.
For the people that listen, that don't say, that silently listen until they have a bad take. I like that.
Fucking Zach Charbonnet. Maybe the new coaching staff wants to play Charbonnet. Maybe they fucking don't, because he's not as good as Kenneth Walker. So shut the fuck up. But anyways, Kenneth Walker.
Okay.
What in a best ball league? This hypothetical one. What on top
kind of plus?
Kenneth Walker?
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Where do you go? Before you go, okay, this is good. How about that Ranger running back? Even if it's not Kenneth Walker.
Are we talking like a? Go ahead. Give me some ideas. Yeah, go ahead.
Pacheco. You like Pacheco?
Pacheco and Walker?
No, Jesus Christ.
I'm like that's crazy. Yeah. Go. I'm sorry.
Kenneth Walker and third.
No, not doing that. Not enough of a plus. That'd be intriguing. That would be something I would be considering.
In and out.
Yeah, I think, like, I know it sounds crazy. I think you probably can get more. Let me just say that, even despite all this. But I think that's the type of thing I'm thinking about. Like, should I take those type of offers in a best ball where I'm loaded contender and not getting CMC into my lineup, it could be a problem. The only pushback I would give on some of these offers if it feels really low to you is that you could try to wait and see until he actually plays and then move him. It's the only thing I would say.
Saquon straight up.
Oh my God. Are you kidding? Yes. Brother.
I think you can get that done still.
You do?
Yes.
Tell me where to sign. Give me the paperwork.
Listen,
I will expedite it. I'll talk to my guy. We can get it done tonight.
I think you could still get it done.
Really? What do you give me the take? I want the panic level truth in the comments. Y'all are just out here tell you. I want to know what people think.
I think you can still get it done, man.
Really?
People be like, well, it was 1 week of Saquon.
But what's
Chandler
okay?
Don't throw the other back.
But what realistically is the difference?
How I go like.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh no, did I lose you?
I love analysis that's out there sometimes. When in reality, it should be like high pitch. Like fucking nerds who need to touch grass every now and then, and just have some common sense. So it should be more like Jalen Hurts never throws to his running back. There we go. That's much better. That's the fucking voice. I don't need to do the
whatever you
voice.
just channeled. You might need to find a way to replicate that. Yeah, let's get that replicated. I like that. We might need to get that like copyrighted too. That was pretty good.
Stick out your tongue.
Week one is a liar. Now, Shannon Sharp. Week one, I agree. Typically, is a liar. Is a lot of gee, many Christmas. I'm trying to pull up a comment, Mike. You just kind of hear him, and while trying to focus on the comment, this guy's gonna kill me.
My bad.
Now look, see, this is the type of stuff I'm telling you, Mike. The other thing is, I think this is highly volatile as far as viewpoints and standpoints on this. I think that's why I wanted to talk about this.
League dynamics,
individual dynamics. Mike, there are people that are like, I'm telling you, in just conversations I've had in the last 48 hours, there are people that are like, there's almost no panic at all, and there are people that are ready to
lose their fucking
CMC
mind.
Is cooked. Like, it's over. Mike, it's Vince Carter. It's over. Like, his career's dead now.
What if he is Vince Carter and he plays till like he's 48 or whatever?
I hope that's not the case, because Vince took a role that CMC will love to hate, and we will love to hate for about 8 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, but the Barkley thing, what I get it, sure, CMC over Barkley, but Mike, it wasn't that. It was a tier for me, but it wasn't like astronomically different before.
Outrageous. Okay.
I certainly had him in different tiers. I'm not going to act like I didn't, and I know it's week one and all this and that, and they're playing on that crazy field. But Mike, I mean, what do you need to see out of a guy? Like, realistically, I know it's 1 week, maybe week two. If week two he has a clunker, though, what does a clunker look like for him?
Mm.
It's not going to be a clunker. That dude got fed the ball. He's going to get fed the ball.
He ain't putting up a clunker against the Vikings defense. Cover your ears, Cody. Shit, I should have done that.
I was talking with Andrew all day today. That poor kid. He's fucked. Wait till he hears this.
Not against the Vikings defense. All right, so cover your fucking ears.
Maybe that's also my bias in here, Mike. I'm having to really nix on me about really like combing over these redraft rankings daily. And I have right now currently out of the super flex, so just the flex spot, Barkley is my number one overall for the week. So there could be a little hint of that might be bleeding into this as well. But if I could do that straight up, I'm taking that. Would you?
Well, I've spent the last 6 months hyping up Saquon Barkley on this fucking show and every show that you and I talk about. Like, I try to interject his name everywhere. So maybe there's some bias that plays in there too, just subconsciously for you.
Sure. Check this out, though. Look, this is what I'm talking about, okay? Game breaker. If you spare the assets, go get him. CMC isn't coming back anytime soon. Mike.
We are all over the map, aren't we?
We got 200 people in here. We got 200 people in here waiting for more discussion on this.
Okay.
I'll say this. I'm taking Barkley straight up. I mean, I know we have been higher on him than most, but the one thing, Mike, I've said this, and I think you've been on the exact same page. It's been literally 3 years now, which is crazy because 3 years ago he wasn't that old. But I'm like, if there's a running back that I'm going to bet to almost go against the grain for forever, it's going to be, there's another, bro, it ain't no way there's another spider right there. They must have a fucking nest of these things, dog. Anyway, see, that's what I want to do with CMC right now. It pissed me off.
I feed my spiders.
Do you?
That
That might be the problem. That's when the internet goes out. I don't feed them. You know.
I feed mine.
But Barkley to me is one of the guys I'm always willing to bet go completely against the grain that he's going to age the best because he is the best prospect we've ever seen. He's the biggest creative player you've ever seen at the running back position. So if I have to pivot from CMC right now, who has had a lot of injuries over his career and is how old now, Mike?
Man, he's a little bit older than Saquon.
But how old is he? Only a half year?
28.2. Yep.
Yeah, he's 20. He's 28, right? That's what I thought.
Yes, sir. Saquon's 27 and a half.
There you go. Well, I'm not saying Saquon's like some young spry guy, but if that's what 27 and a half looks like on a bad field, I can get behind that.
He looked really good.
Pause. But I can get behind that, you know?
You don't. No, he don't do it from behind.
Wait
Not
a
with them hips.
Fantasy God, I always love when you're here. Appreciate you tapping in. But like I hear you with the come on, bros. We appreciate your hyping up, but we have been too. We are on the same team here. Yeah.
Whoa, don't come on, bro. Me. All right. Don't come on, bro.
No, he might just be trying to. He might just. You never know. But behind when the context of text here, he could just be like hype about this. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt for now.
He could be
he normally comes after us, but yeah,
all inclusive. Because listen, I know you ain't talking about me.
We talking about you. What did you say someone called you? Or what do you call yourself when you're making fun of yourself? Damn, I can't think of it.
Sex Panther?
No. Well, that is a nice jersey for Sex Panther.
It is.
It's Pepperidge Farms. Pepperidge Farms.
Pepperidge Farms remembers. Pepperidge Farms remembers. All right. What about Jonathan Taylor? Would you trade CMC
straight
for
up?
JT?
Nah.
Straight up. No.
I'm a little.
You need a plus.
I'm not like. There's no level of panic on JT per se, but I was a little unpleasantly surprised week one by how he was moving. Let's put it like that. I think we were on the same page there.
It was like, ugh.
It was like, yeah, kind of like, you know, you ever look at like a picture of your ex like somehow a long later, and like, damn, that was bad, huh? The fuck happened?
I don't know, man. I'm on Instagram now. Everything's filters. Everybody looks good.
Nah. Well, maybe you haven't dipped as far down the, you know, it's been a long time now, but
I was looking at some of like my my high school pics, you know.
That's going back a grip. Wow. Okay.
I was going back, man. I was going back in the day. I was looking at some of them today.
How was the quality of those things?
Very grainy.
Yeah.
Very grainy. You know, I remember getting nudes on a flip phone. Like, that was rough.
Good for you.
Back in the day. You know, back in the day. But anyways, I was looking at him and I was like, you know, the face looks good. The body definitely looks good. You know, like, I took care of myself when I was 17, 18. The hairstyle, I didn't understand, Adam. Apparently when I was 17, you know, I had enough hair gel to just, like a hurricane could have happened. And that fucker wouldn't have moved. I was like, I don't know about that, man. You know, like, I'm jealous that I had hair, obviously. But I was like, I don't know if you do that again, bro. Don't hair gel, no.
I love the crazy.
You know, like, you used to spike the bangs up in the front. Like, I don't know why that was the thing.
I know what you mean. I never did spike the bangs up in the front. Now, granted, it's probably because I was receding a little bit in like 6x16.
I had like one of them conch shell necklaces.
You were a Hollister guy. You tried to be Hollister or Abercrombie and Fitch. Wow.
Yeah, the shirt was tucked in, but just in the front
with like just so you could see the belt.
Just so you could see the belt.
Did you get the whole? You had the whole things on your sleeve, on your arm too, like all the way up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's some things you just wish you didn't know, you know.
Dude, that was try hard mode. That was try hard. Like, that was a dude desperate for puss.
I'll be honest with you. This is amazing craziness of anime. I love hearing this, but somehow I'm out here fucking up. I missed. Thank you, by the way, Redwords, for putting in there. What happened to super chat? I didn't see it come through. Tyler, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's
Tyler.
That's a fuck up. Okay, but I'm never gonna let it go.
Fuck.
We're going to correct that fuck up. 12-team Superflex, 0.75 tight end premium, PPR, start 11. Hurts, Richardson, Cans at running back, Amon-Ra St. Brown, A.J. Brown. So you got Doo-Doo Brown and A.J. Brown. You've got Doo-Doo St. Brown. Tyreek, Mike Evans, Terry, Judy, Kelsey. Inbox CMC for my 25 and 20 fresh startup year. Thoughts on offer, how I should get. No. I'm not sending two first of my own. I don't think on this team will start 11, buddy. What do you think?
Risk it for the biscuit, baby. I'm chasing after it. Let's go. CMC to the fucking moon for the rest of the year. My quarterbacks are elite. My wide receivers are elite. I have a tight end who's going to bounce back as soon as Taylor Swift starts adopting cats, I guess. That's like the thing now. T-Sizzle with their kitties.
I mean, we are.
It's a family show.
I did not expect.
Keep going down that fucking thing about kitties.
I did not expect that out of you. Any of that, let alone.
Fuck it, Tyler. You first. Let's go, man. Just push them chips right in the middle. Put your nuts on the table.
What happened?
Stick out your tongue.
What happened that you're willing to, on the injured version of him, completely go against the process we've talked about and preached about for forever? All offseason, heavily. Timing. All right, that's fair. See, boys and girls.
Tyler.
See, boys and girls, it's okay if you tell people what happened, Basically, it's all going to be okay in Cleveland for someone if he disclosed what happened, If you know, you know.
Jesus Christ.
The stuff that I'm reading, I need to get. Mike, I tell you, every time I go on X, I immediately know why I don't go on X. That's literally my experiences on X every time. I open it, I'm like, what am I reading? How is this information that is good?
Eric and I are trying to close out America's Game podcast this afternoon.
Oh, no.
And he's saying his goodbyes, and I'm just doing my little X browsing. See what's up. Shannon Sharp is trending. I click on his name, and then we go on a nice soliloquy about why Shannon Sharp is trending. That man was growling at him. He was growling. Who growls? Is that what I've been doing wrong? Is that why I'm not a good lover?
Club Shay Shay.
He's like DMX, laying pipe. Just laying pipe.
Plumber Shay Shay.
Plumber Shay Shay.
I don't know how am I supposed to putt with all this shit going on, Doug?
Dude, I guarantee at some point during that 4 minutes and 47 seconds, that dude was eating ass.
We are.
As a professional ass eater.
There are rails somewhere, not anywhere near Ohio, Iowa, or this fucking YouTube channel. That's for sure at this point.
There's the analysis for the night.
Hashtag ass eating season. Week 1, baby. Overreactions.
Fucking Tyler, do you, man?
What?
You got a great squad. Push that shit in.
You don't see. Wow. We are just paused. How much did you have to drink before this? Goodness.
Well, see, I always run into this problem, right? So I like to fill my glass up.
Can you hear my kid screaming?
Nah. We're good.
Okay, cool. It's loud.
She's fine.
All right, good.
She's not having a good night, huh?
I think your analysis, it literally started when you said I would take this trade. It could be she's hit. She's hit.
But, sometimes it doesn't always fit in the cup, when you get to the end of the bottle. So then you just lift the bottle up and you drink right out of the bottle. For sure.
So are you saying that what you have in your cup was the cup that you poured, but you drank the rest of the bottle? Is that what you're telling people?
Then I always misjudge, how much is actually left in the bottle of the bottle. You think it's just going to be a little bit.
You thought it was just
and then you put the bottle up to your lips and you're there for far too long.
It's like that. It's like that stage video where that people are acting like they don't want the wine, but they're pouring it themselves. Like, stop. Okay.
Mistakes have been made.
All right. Well, Tyler, for $10, you take that advice and from that what you will. I will say that I see plenty of things that can go wrong with this team, as great as it is. For me to risk my 25 and 26 first to potentially try and buy a title on September 11th. That's just a bad omen in general, probably. But I literally just looked up at the calendar. I didn't really even plan to talk about that. That's kind of crazy. But no,
I guess H-Chan's practicing today and he looked fine.
Okay. So. I heard there's a chance he's going to play. All right. That's cool. We'll see tomorrow. But so now here's the question. Well, let's not pivot off of that until we get the super chat discussed first. One thing at a time. I'm telling you this. If someone's sending you this offer right now, like this offer wasn't out there week 0, This offer wasn't out there 3 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, Expo time. All of a sudden, this offer's out there. Can I tell you something, Tyler? You know how, like, I try to tell people this, friends that are close to mine, when they're in a situation that they think is really great, like in particular, like a gentleman's type club, right? And I'm like, listen, you ain't the only one, buddy. Like, I know you feel like you him right now, but I'm telling you right now, this offer is sitting in a couple other inboxes too, and no one else is taking it. All right, and I'm telling you, here's the thing: yesterday's price is not today's price. This is yesterday's price. No,
why you gotta do this to me?
Do what to you? Do what to you? I'm talking
Speaking
about
code.
Oh well.
What would be a good offer? What would you counter with? First and second and Judy.
If you want to risk 25,
is that enough?
If you want to risk your 25 first, like, okay, and you want to make even a plus in here that's first equivalent, let's call it. Even if you had to pay a tax on that, that's not your 26 first, I think I'm more apt to do that, Mike. Like, if this goes bad, tell me right now, you can't see a scenario where A-Rich, as dope as he was in week 1, doesn't have some injury time.
Fair.
That Tyreek Hill's getting older. Mike Evans is getting older. Terry McLaurin, whether he's old or not, I don't care anymore. Honestly, I'm nervous. Okay, Judy's not worth listing. He had a touchdown, and that whole offense is pukey. The whole Taylor Swift thing might just be why Rashee Rice is him. I mean, I'm saying it doesn't even take a crazy scenario for you to have a little bit of brokenness. Not to mention what's going to happen with CMC.
Listen, Adam's the guy out here speaking facts, and I won't deny it.
Speak.
Because I'm a fucking writer.
Come on, Moneybag. Speak.
You don't want to fuck with me. but I don't know. What's your record, Tyler? You want to know? 2-0 if it's median?
What if
you take an L?
If he's 1-0 or if he is 1-0 or 0-1, are you telling me it's going to change your answer in any capacity?
No.
Please tell me no. Okay.
All
right.
It won't.
All right. Good. Okay. You can ask the question. I'm just like, what's about to happen here?
No, you good. You're probably right. What about a first and 2 seconds? 25 first, 25 second, 26 second.
I mean, like if you really want to go that route, if you are dead set on, like, I believe that Christian McCaffrey missed week 1 because it's just a little, boo-boo and he'll be fine. Like, if you feel that strongly, I don't have a problem with that. Now, it doesn't seem like you probably need to, but I get it. I get that conviction. I'm just not leveraging it because, like, week 7, let's call it even. You could be looking at how do you patchwork this thing together in a start 11 league with buys to even get to the playoffs or, like, get a bye. And I don't have the worst place to be in Dynasty, in my personal opinion, is not having your future or your present. That's called GET fucked. That's what that's called. I just don't want to risk that right now. I don't think this is a type of offer where this in particular for 2 first is something that you can't get next week. So what was the question again? First and 2 seconds? If you really believe in it, yeah. I think you can. I don't know that you still need to quite go that high, but if you believe in it, I don't have a problem with it.
First and a second. Is it a smash then?
Like, honestly, Mike, I don't know that it's a smash, but I think if you're convicted, a first and a second is probably as good as you're going to probably get in the range of for Christian McCaffrey, right?
I'm feeling it out.
This is my opinion. I'm not, I mean, some people call me fantasy guy, but I'm not the fantasy guy, Like,
you're not the fantasy guy.
Speaking of the fantasy god,
super chat.
These super chats. By the way, Tyler, if you had any questions, we appreciate the super chat tremendously. We have complete split answers for $10. I hope at least some entertainment to go along with it. If you have follow-ups, let us know. Pivoting to the fantasy god with the drinking god. I had to put this on the screen. Dynasty Trades and Five is a fucking joke. Their whole process in a portfolio is a dumpster fire. They stated the offseason trade Barkley. Look, man, here's what I'll say. It's a super chat. I can't not put it on the screen, but I don't know if you're drinking as much as Mike is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're on equal levels here.
We got fire emoji. This is getting great. Mike, this is...
Fire's all around, bro.
Bro, we are 39 minutes in. I'm fresh off the fucking plane, buddy. I'm just trying to, like, make it through. And I'm like, this is the craziest AMA potentially we're ever going to have. Because if this is the start, the finish has...
Some would say you're fresh up out of the shower. You look good enough to eat.
That's true. If you judged us, okay, let me just give you a parallel. Let me put it on me. If you judge me based on my player takes, like Barkley and not wanting to
be bad,
you could bury me and do that multiple times. Like you could bury me and then kind of reassemble the ground and do another 6 feet of the same version. My RIP takes on players it's a bad closet full of skeletons, buddy. So like. I don't think their process is a joke. I definitely, even right now, if you're right or wrong about Barkley or individual player takes, I just don't think that's necessarily the same. So appreciate the super chat, appreciate the love. I just, that's what I have to say about that. I don't think their process is a joke.
I love process over players. I love thinking about it in that way. And again, during the trade show, the off season or whatever, we'd have Barkley trades come up where people would ask about it. And I'd say, I don't know if it's necessarily the right process to trade this much for Saquon Barkley, but I would fucking do it because I believe in it for XYZ reasons. I'll say this, though. As much as I love Scott, I love Shane, I'll say this. If I heard them talk to me, if I heard them talk to me about, listen, I'm selling Saquon Barkley for a late first or an early second, I would have told him at the time to please fuck the fuck off.
Well, I mean, how
you gonna do my boy like that? Listen, I'll be process over players till I fucking die, but not with this one. But that's a late first or a fucking early second. You can lick my tape. No fucking way.
But here's the thing about
Sell them all to me. I'll take every fucking one of them. You can have all my seconds.
The thing about it to me is, like, I also. If everybody felt the same way as Mike and I did about Saquon Barkley, you know how fun that would be? Be fucking fun, wouldn't it?
If everyone felt the same way, fuck no. It'd be
as sarcastic as sarcasm can be, it would be fun, okay? It would be, Mike, that would be a world in which my boy has been. I love this. He was lit. Honestly, I'm so proud of you right now, the litness you have going on.
Hey,
that would be honestly a world in which I don't want to exist, Mike. That would be a world I do not want to exist, where everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Barkley's going to the moon." Like, if everyone had the same fucking take locks on players, we'd be in trouble as far as even just playing this game. Now,
yeah, how the fuck would Isaiah Likely get to tight end 6?
Well, Mike, without that, what kind of fun? You think it'd be? You know how much fun I would have week 1 without that? Not that much. I'd love to know that people are ready to just throw caution to the wind, like, send 2 firsts for injured CMC, like, just fuck it. You're panicked? I got you here. Let me give you the old price. Let me give you yesteryear's price, all right?
God damn, that hurt. All right, so my headphones were like landing like right on top of, how like a hat's got that little thing in the middle, that little like pin or whatever the fuck it is.
Damn,
the little metal piece.
I thought that this is what you were talking about when you said it hurt.
Jesus,
Mike, I'll tell you one thing.
I ain't gonna ban you, but fuck.
I know somewhere out there. I'll just tell you, I could feel too. There's somewhere out there. You talk about like in the ether, Mike. There's someone out there on some show right now, absolutely body bagging my ass. Like, this fucking guy is he thinks he has a cool voice. Blah blah blah. He sucks. He told me to buy Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins. He told me I stink at fucking fantasy.
You're like listen, as you have been more removed from the workplace,
more
that
removed?
accent.
It's been over a year. I'm bad.
That impression / accent, it's getting weaker. Like it's fading off. Like, it used to be really strong about this time of year.
It's like the game of telephone. It's like the further you get, like the story's not even the same. What are we talking about here?
Because I knew where that was coming from. Like, I still recognize it. Like,
but see, I'll tell you, Mike. There's also a little bit of like get out of my like. I'm happy about it. The last thing I want to do is think about that goofball daily. But
you're much happier now.
certainly to be debated by who you asked by the minute, but I would agree with you for sure. I would definitely agree with you.
Okay, Dax. Have we talked about the Hawkeyes choking? That they did fucking choke, man. Cade McNamara can fuck off forever. Yeah, I mean, and he didn't even spit on it. All right, he
didn't even hawk to it.
No hawk to it. He just fucking took the whole thing. Just
All right.
You know what I mean?
I have no idea why I did that. Like, that's going to be a good thing to. Sometimes I ask myself, well, how dumb can you be?
But what about that Caleb Johnson, though? I guess that's all I got to be excited about.
See, Mike, I'm telling you, I can just literally go through the comments and give you. I think the range of outcomes on this truly is as wide as you could have something in week 1. Like
from like y'all tripping, he's playing this week and he's going to be a stud for the rest of the season, to this dude's fucking cooked forever and never going to play again. We are all over the map on CMC. I love it.
But can I tell you though, I actually do love that because go ahead.
Speaks to your point. You don't need to send 2 firsts for him back to the super chat.
Yeah.
How about that? Don't have to send 2 firsts for him because the fucking range of opinions is all over the map. So,
Redwood, is this a new or old comment? I'm actually concerned now. Did I actually miss another super chat, or did I get it? Go ahead.
Fuck him. I haven't seen one come in. We're good. But back to your point, like, I don't think you have to, because you so eloquently put that offer is out there probably to many people. It's probably out there to many people. And
well, how many do you think are in the league?
Many people are probably not fucking taking that.
Maybe a little bit of morals. It might be only 10 of the 12, but like it's almost all, right? You left one person out because they didn't have the assets. That didn't have. They're broke, right? I don't want them broke. That broke squad.
There's a song by Lotto.
Love you, Red. Song by who?
That means? I think it's Lotto. Right?
Okay, Lotto? I'm just you talking about anything that's not Moneybag Yo is surprising. Go ahead.
Lotto. Yeah, I think the song's called Brokey. Yeah.
There you go.
So what that is, Brokey.
I actually don't know this one. I'm sure someone does. I'm not saying it's a bad song. I just don't know it.
I've been digging into the bag, man. You ever heard of Teddy Swims?
Nate, I like the psychology analysis here. It's spot on.
Just fucking ignoring me.
No, I'm not. I'm actually multitasking. I hear you. Have you ever heard what?
Of Teddy Swims.
I don't
go check out Teddy Swims.
I'm actually thinking like I don't think I have. I can't say that I have. I was concerned. Like at first, I'm thinking, is he trying to tell me? Is this some fucked up joke? Teddy Swims. Like okay, all right.
It's like if Chris Stapleton merged with Jelly Roll and they did Motown music.
That is a vivid description.
You like that?
I'm like, I'll be honest with you. The fact that you don't, I think you not doing more things like in creativity of thumbnails and like is kind of a mistake. There is so much creativity inside of your fucking skull that it is alarming to me that we don't let this get out more. You know, it's got to get out of you.
I got a lot of built up stuff in there.
No, Christian, we start in about 6 minutes.
You're early, bro.
DB, can you give me a spice fact? Like, how many? What is it? How many peppers? What are we talking here? You know?
Are we on what is it? The last sauce?
Mike, can I tell you though?
Is that hot one?
Hot ones, dude. I just had Panda Express. I don't know why. I'm sitting there trying to do content, starving. I had not eaten in it felt like over a day. I ordered Panda Express just randomly, like this is what I want right now.
Yeah.
While doing content in New York, they had. I normally just get orange chicken. They had blazing bourbon chicken by Hot Ones. Just like you caught me at the right time, where you could basically sell me anything. Like you just with a good ad. It's just the first thing you pull up on that Panda Express app. I'm like,
yeah,
we're going with it. Fuck it. Like I have no idea.
You wrote it?
What?
Man.
I wrote it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like you rode the fucking spice train.
Oh buddy. I mean. We got up on that bull. Now, as far as how long I stayed up there, and it was really good. It wasn't actually as spicy as I was expecting it to be. That thing was fire, though. The thing was fire. The spice level was not as alarming as I was thinking.
Okay.
That said, I'm not actually sure where the fuck we were going before this.
Fucking Aloha Panda, right? He said that's a perfect, or they said that's a perfect description of Teddy Swims.
Oh, yeah. No, Aloha, that's what I was. I have no idea why you don't. Mike, we got to get the creativity that's just stored up in you. I'm talking about, you want to know greatness? If you build it,
I say all that just to say I really fuck with Teddy Swims. I probably listened to his shit.
Look at this, Mike. Speaking of singing, we have. Oh, you know what I was gonna say?
Man,
this
fucking
there's a little feeling like it's getting borderline chaotic and spicy. The toxicity's like just you could feel it. Like we're at peak numbers here though. Like this is what sometimes makes me question everything about bringing children into this world. Like, is this really the best thing to do? Is bring more people into this fucked up place? You know.
Teddy Swims is the male version of Whitney Houston as far as like vocals go. You
got stuff for days. I love this.
Well, Whitney Houston, by far and away, is the best female vocalist I have ever heard my entire life.
I've obviously phenomenal. It's amazing that there's just on cue, like you're just spitting it.
When she sings "I Will Always Love You," by the way, which was a Dolly Parton original, which Whitney Houston completely took and made her own fucking thing. And now, like, I only think of that song as Whitney Houston. But when she sings that song and she hits certain notes, dude, I still get chills to this day. Like, my hair stands up on my fucking arms. And, like, you get that little shiver. Like, you're like, oh.
That feeling you can only know if you felt it.
One of one. One of one. By the way,
God knows Whitney and Mariah.
The Bodyguard might be the best, like, romance movie that was ever made. Her and Kevin Costner.
Like we literally don't even we could go until at least 12:30, maybe 1. Might just fill up a little bit more. Absolutely talk nothing about fantasy. Like go so far from fantasy football that we are, somewhere interesting for sure. Like we're already there.
Celine can belt it too, fantasy plumber.
For sure. Not lying. For sure, definitely can. Fantasy God, here's what I was going to say though. This is a little concerning to me because I appreciate the dub, but I don't know how fast things can and will go wrong for me, especially. Mike, I love so I have not played on ESPN and I honestly don't know when the last time I was. It's so long ago. 2018 maybe? 19?
Oh, ESPN.
One league that was just no one would change, right? I actually got them off of that league into Sleeper. One of the better things I've done in my life, I could put that up there, top of the list.
Me too, man. I got my home league off of ESPN and on the Sleeper, and I felt very good about it.
One thing I forgot completely about is like the power rankings and the draft grade rankings and all that shit, right? I love those.
If you did badly, you have a dominant team. You're going to win the whole fucking thing.
Well, Mike, I had the first overall. Like I faded quarterbacks well past where I planned to. Okay, it was close, not quite as bad as our draft that we had for South Harmon, right? Like we were
really.
I took Deshaun Watson as quarterback 1, and I would argue that after this week, that was worse than our Derek Carr QB1 pick. Now,
QB1, we're fucking winning, boy.
That's what I was talking about on the recap. But Mike, you know how bad in the power rankings, I went from 1 to 6 in a week's time. They have a pretty hilarious actually. They go fantasy football power rankings. Okay, trending up. There's teams that are up 7, 6, and 4. Trending down. There's one team that they put on this, and it's an ad for you. Okay, Woke Quarterbacks was my team name. Down 5 spots, and it says maybe this team just needs a Snickers with a fucking ad placement right there.
Oh, they hit you with the Snickers ad placement.
Mike, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm like, damn, that's clean as fuck. They got my ass nice and good. I need some nougat. I need something. Like I need a lot. I need more than nougat. Mike, I'm about to have to start potentially fucking Malik Willis in week 2.
Look at me. I'm all nougat.
Mike, I picked up Alexander Mattison. Like there are things happening in that league that I could tell you that by week 2 I would tell you that a week ago I would have never ever possibly said.
Do you remember way back when I said it like tongue in cheek, but also kind of serious, and then also kind of like mad?
Now we have the reason we're using ESPN is a different thing. It's kind of trying to not. There's conflict between who's paying the bill and who's showing the league. We're going with someone that's not threatening. Basically, is the way I'll describe that.
But do you remember what I said, like kind of tongue in cheek, like? What if this is the year Alexander Mattison is what we always wanted Alexander Mattison to be? Right after everybody wrote him the fuck off.
I like that, but I want to know, what did everyone want Alexander Mattison to be? What did they think?
Dude,
speaking of creativity, people being creative. I mean, holy
last
hell.
year before week 1, man, that was the dude. That was everybody's Zach Charbonnet. How about that? You like that reference?
I love that. I do.
What am I buying Deshaun Watson for?
You want to talk about now? I know there's a lot of CMCs cooked. I can tell you one thing that I'm starting to feel strongly about. The steak it's overdone, buddy.
You think it's over,
Mike? I don't listen. Here's what I'll say. I tell me how many times, Mike. Have you ever seen? Genuinely asking this, like what happened with Joel Bitonio and Deshaun Watson, with such little time played together.
I saw that, and then Joe Thomas came out and had like this big breakdown, and Joe Thomas made sense because I am a fellow fat guy. Mm-hmm. Don't help me up, I'll probably kill you.
Yeah,
let me just turtle my way over to my side.
Now, Mike, here's the thing though.
I'll get up on my own.
And Joe Thomas is, listen, he's a legendary Brown, one of the few class act Browns that played there forever. The poor bastard just blocked his ass off for years and years and years to have no good teams. But Mike, what do you expect Joe Thomas to not come correct and try to handle the situation with class? Mike, even if all that's true, you know what you don't need to do is fucking get all crazy, herky jerky and like dramatic, don't touch me type shit. There's vibe, there's truth, and then there's vibes that just don't meet the eye over there at all, buddy.
So here's a question: what are you selling Deshaun Watson for?
How much? Because here's what I got, Mike. I'm actually genuinely curious. Is he to be a sell? Someone has to buy. Someone has to want to buy in any capacity.
You have a buyer sitting right here. What are you selling me Deshaun Watson for?
It's like an eBay bid, Mike. We'll start the bidding at $0. What are you willing to pay me?
Okay, I'll give you a third.
Nah. For that?
Said it's eBay bidding.
Well, yeah, but there's also in eBay bidding what happens. There's everyone else can bid, and also
Counter.
There's the what are they? I forget what they call that. Someone help me out. Where you have to get to a certain threshold before the item sells.
There you go.
What's that thing?
How about a second? I give you a second.
I mean, honestly, Mike, I'm telling you, there's plenty of people out there that will hit the smash accept button. Because I know you, I'm going to be like, I think he'll pay me a little more.
Nope.
Really? You want to pay me a second and a third?
Nope.
You told me he's better than Brock Purdy a week ago.
Because it's you, and you just cried about him.
I cried about him. If you think that I won't continue to cry about the lack of quarterbacks we have for the rest of eternity, got another thing coming.
Standing off.
I would be if I don't need a quarterback back, Mike, I'd be strongly tempted. Honestly, I'm not saying I would do it, but I'm strongly tempted.
I give you Sam Darnold in a third.
Reserve. Thank you, Slimmo.
Sam Darnold in a third.
I mean, how quickly can we expedite this process? I mean,
right now, I'm going to shit 4. Here's the phone.
Here's what I'll say about the situation. I'm probably, you could say I'm too close to it.
This one's okay. We're making a deal. We're making a deal.
I'm trying to have like the amount of chat tonight is awesome, but it's genuinely hard to even
there's a
handle.
Fuck ton of y'all tuned in tonight, and
this is fantastic.
I appreciate it.
It's not a bad thing. I'm just telling you, my lack of ability to focus on one single thing is just it's killing me.
I'll send the fucking offer right now. Trade. Where's Adam?
Well, Mike, can I tell you something? I'm going to remind you of a time when I was drinking and you were looking for a certain player. And what you did to me pales into comparison to what certain, discussions have been of late. I'll just put it that way.
Sam Darnold and a 25 third for Deshaun Watson. Send.
What does the chat think about this offer for the record?
I just sent it to you.
Mike, do you think that I doubted you were going to send me Darnold in a third for fucking Watson? Did you think that was the part that I was worried about with Watson?
Part of me did. What about in Arkham? Because we got another league where we're together in.
Mike, I'll say I'm probably not going to take that offer just because I'm a Browns fan that is jaded enough to fucking want to almost go through the misery still. I will say there's a couple things about it that give me almost from almost no hope to damn near almost no hope. Mike, do you know how many quarterback hits he had last week?
I don't know, 50?
Okay, well, I can tell we are so far from having real conversations. It's fun. 50?
He was without his two tackles. What do you want from me?
50 quarterback hits would probably shatter the NFL record. How many hits did he actually take, like, statistically in the game, do you think?
I don't know. What? Just fucking say it.
17. 17.
So he got plastered a lot.
That's almost one per case. I mean, that's crazy talk, right? Like, dude, I mean, that's a lot of pressure for a guy that's already rusty. What?
He's like 7 or 8 short.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, Mike's literally trying to do math. We are so cooked. Speaking of cooked, we are cooked right now. Toast. Was it 14 Trip Crown? I swear we were just looking at this during the podcast I was doing in New York today. So it's 17, I thought. Or that might have been a guess though. So close. Okay, yeah, it was a guess. That said, Mike, 17 hits, I think, is a problematic thing for anybody. And if you're looking at one of those passes he sends into the sideline, which looked horrific, I mean, you could kind of understand, these guys got 11 breathing down his neck. So, all that said, I can't defend. Forget the off the field. So I can't defend his on the field play at all. It is scaring the living fuck out of me, buddy. Because the problem, I think, is that this is a good enough team that they are not going to be patient about this, buddy. And there's no getting out of that contract. Like the down the road situation in the locker room of arguably the worst culture team already is scary, buddy. Just in general, Joe Flacco last year, his magic run, honestly, kind of ruined every single excuse that you could lean on right now. Like right now, how easy would it be if we just sucked last year and we didn't pick up Flacco for people to say, oh, they didn't have the tackles, he's just rusty, like. There it is with fine.
This is one of the weird things, too. I had to look up Watson because everybody brings up, oh, they might be moving on from him, this kind of thing. Even next year, if they designate him as a post-June 1st cut, because let's be real, ain't nobody trading for that contract.
Well, Mike might give you a third in a Darnold.
I don't have to pay the money in Dynasty, all right?
Oh, you pay the money.
Even if he's a post-June 1st cut next year, it is negative $46 million against the cap.
It's about what Kirk Cousins would be when they're going to cut his ass for Penix.
Not dead money.
You thought I wasn't going to fire back at your ass off rip, off top, off dome? The fuck out of here. If you think the money for Haslam's the problem, this is a guy that, Mike, I want you to understand this too, okay? The reason I'm not wearing a Browns jersey is just for a moment in time. I wore it all day today. Mike, I want you to understand how bad this trade is, okay? They not only on its merit was that
for Christmas.
Not only was that trade on its merit going to be in the discussion for one of the worst trades of all time, Mike, two things. They made on top of it a fully guaranteed contract. Like they gave him an NBA contract in the NFL amidst the peak of a scandal. It will when you look back at this trade, because of those two elements, it will be undebatably the worst trade of all time. Whoa. A scandal? Like even if it ends up being true or not, it's a horrible time to do it.
So I'm doing you a favor by offering you Sam Darnold in a third.
Yeah, because now we're talking about it more. It's making me feel far more at peace with the situation we have in Cleveland. Because, Mike, here's the thing. But the money's not the issue, what I was trying to say with that. Haslam said, fuck it. We need him. He's not going to come to Cleveland. Yes, he is. Give him every penny. Watson wasn't going to come to Cleveland without that. You know that. He wouldn't come up to the mistake on the lake. You think Haslam has a problem with getting that money fucking shedded, buddy? If Watson's bad enough, that contract is already bad. That contract is done. That's paid.
I can feel your pain. And listen, you're the Browns guy.
While I respect that answer and that thought, I believe you. I know you can't. Like it's bad.
I just watched my Hawkeyes lose to the Cyclones. Okay, like I understand pain.
Now here, fantasy God. Listen, this is where you lose me.
My fucking quarterback is Cade McNamara. Don't act like I don't know pain. All right? My quarterback before him was Deacon Hill.
Mike, your team is still, as last I checked, the University of Iowa. See, my team, my team is currently our arch enemy, Baltimore Ravens, okay? Don't fucking come at me like you know my pain. No. He's always crying, trying to compare. I know your pain. Mike, you don't know our pain. You don't have any clue what it's like to watch Baker Mayfield after him sucking. Like the levels to this, there's levels to this shit. I'm going to put Meek on here and kill all the money we have almost right now.
I get it. At this point, like Tim Couch could come back in the NFL. And like be a fucking Pro Bowler.
But my point,
50 or whatever the fuck, however old he is. Who gives a fuck?
I hope Deshaun Watson proves me wrong, and this is the dumbest thing you've ever heard me say in my life. And that would be hard to do because I've said some dumbass shit. But Mike, I'm
not panicked on. I'm not like super panicked on Deshaun Watson.
You're not panicked on anybody. Do you have any? Can you feel anything?
Well, my pulse is only at like 40 beats a minute right now. Like I'm relaxed.
We got to get you animated way more than this, buddy.
Almost
40 beats a minute. You're close to the ground, yeah.
But I'll say this with Watson, like I can still make the excuse for him that you're playing a good fucking defense in the Dallas Cowboys, a very good defensive line, and you were without your two tackles. Like it's not. Like
that's the thing. Here, that's what I'm talking about. Flacco kills that. Flacco kills that argument. Like they didn't have those two tackles when Flacco was playing at the end of last year.
That's because Joe is just Joe Cool, man. I mean, that's Super Bowl.
This is a guy who literally was
he
was retired. He was talking about football, watching it on the TV.
Well, that's comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco, that we're talking about.
That's a guy. That's actually just. And when you really think about it, that's the knife twisting further. That's the Ravens quarterback that whooped our ass for all that time just to fuck us a little bit here, right? Like make it messy.
Oh, yeah. Yuck.
No, but I mean, honestly, Mike, you don't have to be super panicked, but I question if that's logical to not be panicked to some degree based on what we have going on right now, right? Like, can you not at least see the scenario where this is not just concerning but alarming? His fantasy points have nothing to do with real football, right? Like, there's a rushing floor. Real football is, buddy. I mean, we're talking. This is hard to do. Mike, he was 0 for on passes 15 yards or more. 0 of 11. Mike, that's never been done in the history of the NFL before.
Never in the history. Fantasy football.
And the NFL.
And
certainly the AFL because they didn't throw the ball that many times as a team.
I'm trying, Deshaun.
You know what, Castle Black? I feel like this is just you giving some empathy to me, and I'll allow it. No, I mean, listen, this is what the Browns always do. He was injured last season. I mean, but all right. So let's make some more excuses.
Last year, who had 3.2 fantasy points? Week one.
I know someone that had none. T. Higgins.
Joe Burrow.
Quarterback. How you feeling about Joe Burrow's wrist? It's funny, you actually were one that was pushing the envelope more on Joe Burrow's wrist being concerning. How'd you feel about him not picking up that water bottle?
I saw they asked him about it today. He was like, what? Fuck y'all talking about? I drink water funny or whatever the fuck he said. I was like, they're going to overanalyze the shit out of it. Also, last year, just a reminder, Dak Prescott was QB 29 in week one.
You'll see more. Yep.
Lamar Jackson was QB 27.
Okay. So you got Lamar, Dak, and you got Burrow. Okay. Got it.
CJ Stroud under 10 fantasy points.
Okay. And now which one of these players, Mike, has not already proven to be fucking him? What are we talking? This is different playing. There's levels to the Mike. Deshaun Watson has proven nothing good in any bit of his games or time in Cleveland. Dak Prescott gets his team to the Super Bowl, and then it's the Cowboys. That's just what they do, right? Mike, Burrow has been to the Super Bowl. We got CJ Stroud waxed the fuck out of us in his rookie season.
Dak Prescott in week 1 of 2022, 5.5 fantasy points.
But Mike, here's the point. Okay, if Deshaun Watson is not a good NFL quarterback and they're going to try to move on from him, where and which do fantasy points come from here? Does he get? Do you get credit for Jameis Winston's eating W's?
2021 Justin Fields QB 31 in week 1.
Dr. B showed up. Who has the Doritos? Let's go, man.
Who's got the Doritos? Yeah, I'm just trying to help.
Castle Black, I appreciate you, by the way, helping me. I know you're trying to help, Mike. I'm just telling you right now. You better come correct with the help, all right? I'm like an insane person. You know, you
when
think
he was a Cleveland Brown.
You know, when an insane person, you go in there to try to help him, but you know you have to come with backup in case he just bites you or goes crazy, right?
I'm gonna chalk it up to week 1 is just a clusterfuck of random shit that happens.
There is nothing random about what happened in week 1 to Deshaun Watson aside from Amari Cooper fucking dropping a touchdown. That is a big problem.
Hey, man, what if Amari caught that touchdown?
Then we were like, that was one good play on a whole bad day.
Can we acknowledge at least Deshaun Watson threw a piss missile to Jerry Jeudy in the end zone? Like a perfectly placed out route on a rope.
You know what, Mike? You
6 points.
Now I'm thinking about it. He threw a good pass. He's capable of throwing a singular good pass for a fully guaranteed contract of north of $200 million fucking dollars. If you think you're helping, and I love you to death. I am. It's like you're putting it further in the sphincter. You need to manscape my entire body. Okay, what you've done to me.
Lawnmower 5.0.
You leave me in the trenches taking grenades, Mike. Hope you flip your bike over and knock your 2 front teeth out. My mouse just died. I can't click anything.
Nice.
This is one of them days, you know.
It's one of them days. How are we gonna get to the next thing?
Fantasy Plumber. At least I got Fantasy Plumber's super chat up. The problem is I also can't get it down for a little bit until I charge us. But
what are we talking about Trey Lance for?
This is, I think, a $10 flex on our ass. You know.
Is he?
I don't know actually, but how do you want to talk about Trey Lance seriously or no?
I mean,
remember that one pass he's saying? Are you being facetious or not? I can't tell. I'm kind of wondering. I'm thinking, Mike, I bought a Trey Lance jersey that I literally never was able to even wear.
You never wore that Trey Lance jersey?
Mike, before it came to the crib.
You still have it?
No, Mike, before it came to the crib. Understand this. Before it arrived, because it was such a hot purchase, actually. It was delayed. So I get it, and he's already dead. He already have it? Yes. Unfortunately, Mike, speaking of, what are you going to do with it? What do you do with it?
Wear it. Wear it proudly.
You want me to go get it? I'll do it.
You do it, man. I'll vamp.
You think I don't have any? You think I have shame? You think I have shame? All right, let's put this on. Can I tell you this might be the dumbest thing I've ever seen? Apple. I want to show you that if you think you can't do something in life, Apple is right how much money Apple rakes in, Mike. This is a mouse in which you need to use this part. It goes on here, right? Mike's licking a fucking mouse on camera.
Well, it's a slot. You gotta.
I know why you're licking it. You don't want. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, we are absolute. The rails are they don't even exist anymore. Rails, but Mike,
what are rails?
If you want to know,
we're a bullet train.
That is pause. No rail. Goodness.
No rails.
But Mike, you put a mouse like this, so you can't use it while it's plugged in. Like,
Adam C is throwing out a great offer. He'll swap you an Eagles Ricky Waters jersey for that Trey Lance.
How do you not? How Mike? I would. There's nothing you could give me to which I say no. The other thing is more valuable. The only reason Trey Lance's jersey is valuable is just as a gag gift, right? Yeah.
Remember when Trey Lance?
Remember when I told you this guy was going to be awesome? Remember when I took him at the 112, the 203? You know, held him for 2 years.
Babe. That's great. Yeah, Adam, you're definitely taking an L on that one. I'd wear a Ricky Waters Eagles jersey proudly. That was my dude.
I mean, I would. Why? How is that even a discussion? That those two jersey comparisons? I'm just confused. Honestly, it's kind of sick. I fuck with Ricky Waters.
Brought to you by Chain Pop. Want to be bedazzled?
We have sponsors, and Mike is literally fucking giving you a sponsorship ad read for one that is not a sponsor. I keep trying,
man. They're Swedish though, so they're probably like, I don't know. It's like 3 a.m. in Sweden, I think.
As if we did this at 5, they'd be watching. You know.
Did you ever see Swedish women, buddy? You want to talk about risking it all?
I don't. Okay, the mouse is back on. Shannon Sharp or Trey Lance? Trey Lance.
No, give me Shannon Sharp, man. You hear that dude growl when he's laying pipe?
Mike, did you see, without doing anything good or anything period in the NFL, the way he threw those ones? Bro, stop it, man. Trey Lance is a problem.
Shannon Sharp, last night on Instagram Live said the words, "I'm going to put my dick in you." Like, come on. Come on. That's worth 50 fantasy points right there.
Mike, there are some things that you can't have Mike listen to and ever get out of his skull. Like, it's amazing to me. How many times? Boy, rent-free is something that we had in my man's dome. I'm not saying it's a flex. It's just you can live up there. There's room. You can walk around up there.
Tim Riggins is the best fictional fullback of all time, by the way, just so you know. So I'm channeling Tim Riggins' energy.
I feel like anything that's in that category fictional is very subject to the person, as opposed to objective.
Name me a better fictional fullback.
It's up to me. I can tell you it's anybody. I can tell you it's my best friend growing up, my imaginary friend.
No.
It's fictional.
Fictional in TV or movie.
Mike, I was a movie star as a kid. You didn't know?
No, that's called child porn, and that's illegal.
Speaking of illegal, this show is soon to be completely off of the rails. What in the hell? I mean, I got a question about what are we buying Mark Andrews for? As if I'm supposed to be able to give you any type of...
I got you. What are you buying? Same thing you were buying for before the season started.
Your price hasn't moved, period, on this guy?
Well, I imagine you could probably get a discount, but it's still a fucking tight end, Adam. I don't give a fuck if it's 1.5 or not. I wasn't buying for that much anyways.
So what are we buying Mark Andrews for? A first? Yeah, I'll be honest. I'll be honest, Xavier. I'm probably pocketing that first. Not even that I don't think that's a correct price. What's that, sorry?
Is there a tight end you would buy for a first?
And 1.5 tight end premium?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Laporta for flippability? I mean, I don't know. Probably not, dude.
Okay.
In this format, I feel like it's against the process to do, right?
Because fuck them all, man.
Exactly.
A-Warp tight end life.
Exactly.
Just imagine. I was talking with Eric about this. Just imagine, Adam. Your tight end room is so shitty this week. You went
Xavier, you're so set. Let Parkinson cook, man. Let Parkinson eat.
Fucking yes, let Parkinson cook. I'll say if you wanted to do a first, I could get behind that one. That's not the worst thing. I think
you would still send a first for Andrews. Okay.
Yes, I'm not doing a first and a second. I'm not doing fucking a first and a player. You can kiss my ass. But I was talking to Eric about this. Just imagine you live this Koopa Troopa trademark right there, A-Warp tight end life that he talks about.
We got to get that on a t-shirt,
You do, but your tight end room is so shitty. Your options are Kobe Parkinson or Foster Moreau, and you're forced to start one of those fucking guys this week.
Do you care?
Well, let's just imagine you live in the world where you started Kobe Parkinson, where you're okay, he's
last
probably
week?
the number. Yep, week 1.
Okay.
You live in a world where you start Kobe Parkinson, and you're he's probably one tight end on the team. That's my logic behind starting him. He's probably getting the most amount of work, right? You're still fucking happy, even though Foster Moreau finished as the tight end 2 in week 1. Like, you're still probably like, well, fucking A-Warp tight end life, baby.
I would probably push back on the word happy. Like, happy would be you started Foster Moreau. Now, you're not upset, right? You're in this, damn, I should have started Foster Moreau, but you know what? It didn't fuck me because the whole position fucked everybody else. Now, here's the thing, though, Mike. That also could just be week 1 too, right? Like, there's a lot of players in general that didn't do dog shit in week 1.
And yes, I just said that, and I'm not taking a lot from week 1. The one thing I will take from week 1 officially is I don't give a fuck about the tight end position. I don't give a fuck about any of them. Mike, Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, Trey McBride, Sam Laporta. Don't give a fuck.
It's amazing. I have one of my emails. I don't know. I have problems. Okay, I'll genuinely like. If you don't need me to tell you that to know that at this point. We got almost 300 that clearly know that.
You're already, perfect.
But in every which way, I believe you too when you. Tell me
like that. Who the fuck sings that song? You're beautiful.
James Blunt. Gee, Chris, we got Mike going. James.
Is that James Blunt?
Is it James Blunt? Mike, did you hear that voice you just gave me? Come on.
I got it.
You got a voice of an angel. You had a sore throat for a week.
Damn, it is James Blunt. 2004 album. Back to Bed.
You think you can try me during my high school years? My primitive, like Mike.
He does not look like a guy who could sing. But listen,
I will
Teddy
mop
Swims
the floor with you in 2004 to 2007. Cooked. Accepted came out during that time.
That was my golden years too.
I know.
That was when I was a peak.
All that said, Mike, I know I got problems, but there's an email of mine that I basically have. I don't know why I still get the notifications on them, but I literally just swipe them off every time. But I'm telling you, the amount of times like some stuff I used to subscribe to that I haven't canceled and I let the emails pile up. I have like 15,000 emails in this thing unread. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
It's bad, right? Mike, I'm telling you, Koopa might be a prop. There is like the plain Janes of the world, the big players of old that are basically saying, is the tight end position nuked? Is it like is a tight end wasteland? Like people are starting to come around to this whole thing now.
They are.
Koopa might be our prophet, buddy.
He could be. He could be a messiah.
He literally, he spoke it. Not just it happened. He spoke it into existence, right? On the creation of his own tool. Yeah.
Listen, if you would have listened to his fucking podcast, Grinding the Edge, comes out Saturday mornings.
Look at
shameless plug right there.
Look at Mike.
Like that?
Mike. See, the thing about Mike that if you don't appreciate this part and the talent of Mike, I hate to glaze you, but I will. The fact that this guy can go to Never Ever Land, he can go to the places that most people can't dream of even thinking about, let alone speaking about in front of people, and then bring it back in and just like, bam, almost like you never knew. If you would have just caught that segment.
He had a whole great podcast about A-Warp tight end life.
He's had
and he walked you through a whole fucking season last year of like just random guys. And I'm not even saying like he cherry picked them. Like he just went off of Eric's waiver wire pod. But another shameless plug. Best waiver wire pod in the game. Tuesday mornings. Check that fucker out.
Bam.
Especially for Eric's "What the fuck are we doing?" segment. That's pretty good. I always love when Eric gets animated about usage rates. And it usually does pertain to tight ends. It's so fucking weird how that works out. But he goes off of Eric's waiver wire pod recommendations.
When you're done, like, shameless plug-in, you have a 16-team question about tight end. Go ahead.
God damn. But anyways, he just goes off about it, and he builds you a lineup and then tells you exactly at the end of the year where you would have finished tight end-wise relative to the rest of your league, all those people who are investing stupid draft capital into Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews and, Trey McBrides and Kyle Pitts of the world. Here's the crazy thing. The A-Warp tight end life does just about as fucking well as drafting one in round fucking 3 of your Dynasty startup like a moron. And Koopa spent no draft capital on these fucking guys and just picked them up off of waivers all year long.
You know what's, Mike, can I tell you, your idiot league mates, right? If you like fuckery type shit like this AMA has been, you probably would like that, honestly. Speaking of shameless plugs, not even South Harmon, but it's... Mike, somebody put 112 of $200 on Isaiah Likely today. Mike,
what
can I tell you the
fucking idiot?
That's my guy JL. Now he's a Ravens fan, so I know for a fact there's a lot of bias in that. I mean, listen, I was wrong about my Isaiah Likely week 1. I'm prepared to be wrong about him for the entire season, but I'm not prepared to lose just yet. Okay. That said, do you know who ends up on the waiver wire right now for me when I didn't get Isaiah Likely? Obviously at 112. Dalton Schultz.
Oh, there you go. On the waiver wire, just chilling.
Huh?
Just chilling. Wow. Dude who was a tight end 1 last year.
Well, I mean, bro, my point is like, sometimes you might even be surprised by the dead bodies that are on fucking the waiver wire. And I was probably not Dalton Schultz. Okay, it's your idiot league mates for a reason. Hey, that's dumb. But like
you are not ridiculous, right? Who, other than Noah Fan, who was one of the tight ends this year who you kept trying to talk me into all the time? Like we had like heated arguments about his usage and everything else.
Mike, we've talked about for as much as we don't care about the position, we have talked at nauseum about a lot of tight ends.
We have.
So this is not as easy of a layup as you might think. By the way, T-Rock coming in here and doing
plays in Florida.
All right, I got to think about it. Is this Ingram?
It is Evan Ingram.
Okay.
I bring all that up to say, in my home league, week 1 waivers run, Evan Ingram gets dropped. DROPPED. Dropped.
Mike, there's moments far not as egregious as that one that make me think, what is wrong with me? This is something I want to. This is something I want to be a part of. It's my lifelong only thing. How?
It makes you feel better. Christian Watson got dropped too.
Okay. I'm not. Stop trying to tell me how to feel. Mike has been trying to tell me how to feel better. You're like giving me this chicken noodle soup that's fucking terrible. This makes me feel worse. Knowing Christian Watson makes it worse. It doesn't make it better. Okay.
DeAndre Hopkins got dropped for Tank Bigsby.
I don't. When does it? When does it end? When does it end? Mike,
never.
Evan Ingram being like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Here's the answer to the question, Xavier.
What are we doing?
I don't think there's a tight end premium or a league setting out there where I give a fuck about tight end at all.
Yeah, there are. That's cap.
Don't give a shit.
Even Koopa in certain leagues is taking the first tight end off the board because it does matter.
Ask Koopa after week 1 and the absolute fucking shit show that we just saw. Does he give a fuck still?
All right, stop. I got to stop you because while your point has been 99.999% correct, it's like soap. It doesn't kill all the germs because this one week, you know how many people are wrong about the entire season in 1 week? You know how people swore that Christian Kirk, because of Calvin Ridley, was dead last year? That T. Higgins didn't have a single catch, and so it's like this guy's he's like the old school, XLTs. Like what? It's 1 week. This is not a certainty of the entire position being horrible for 17 of them. To your point,
don't care.
I get you. That's fine. That's a different conversation. And there are certain formats, very rare, where they matter, but it's
fuck them all.
It's so few and far between, buddy. And now to the point you're making, even there, Mike, you could definitely debate if it's even worth when they matter, if you really should chase them because of the cost, right? Like,
what is that league that we had where tight ends like really matter? We got so many shit leagues. I'm trying to remember.
Well, I want to say in the South Harmon staff league we just did, it wasn't the highest, but I swore Koopa was drafting tight end high there. There was one recently where Koopa took 2 tight ends in the first 3 rounds, bro. What was that?
But you know the one I'm talking about where we don't even have to start a tight end, but it's like 3.0 per catch.
Yeah, was that Redux?
No.
What one was that? Buddy, I dropped leagues, and I'm still struggling to tell you what this is. Like, you know how many leagues we fucking have, buddy? You want me to give you the name of this thing?
I only got like 60 to choose from, so like it's tougher for me. I was going to the guy with like 20. You know, are you in 20 leagues? Is that what it is now?
Yeah, like a little 22 or something. I'll tell you, I already told you. I gave you my horror story when I figured out how many.
Got us. This is why I love
Shit Savage. There you go.
I'm gonna pull it up. Listen, Koopa's already fucking on the ball. Warp.
Did you?
Week 1.
We're Mike or Xavier, your comment's still up because I feel like we're trying to answer your question at some point. I don't know if we will, but we're trying. Okay.
I thought I did. I thought I said no. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, there you go, Xavier. If you didn't,
I was very clear.
Xavier, if you did, no, I wanted to hear you concisely put it into that words because if you follow and you speak, Mike, you get that. But I'll be honest with you, Mike. It's not necessarily everyone's best quality is probably following you tonight. I love you to death. You body bagged every tight end that ever played the fucking game. It felt like right there. I love it.
Fuck every single one of them.
Gee, many Christmas. So much. It almost feels gory. You know, like
if Fizz is still tapped in,
he's not.
Like if he's still here, this. I know he's not, but if he was,
Fizz can't go long. I can. Speaking of, Shay.
Fizz has been trying to get fucking Kyle Pitts off me for forever.
And why haven't you given him the fucking kid?
Exactly, because I still believed in tight ends. So Fizz, this is the perfect time to come get Kyle Pitts.
I would argue that if you still haven't traded him Kyle Pitts, I would argue that unless is this something you discovered yesterday, like fire,
like fire.
Mike discovered fucking. How did you not trade? You know how much he loves Kyle Pitts too. Like if there's a singular person you could try to sell Kyle Pitts to feel good about it, I think it might be Fizz.
I'm looking here, man, for week 1, tight ends. Obviously, Isaiah Likely exploded. He was the number 5 player overall in the greatest tight ends matter league that I can fucking come up with. Shit Savage, courtesy of Dr. B.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find the next one.
Wait, hold on. Can you repeat that? Go back. I'm sorry. What was the point of that? What were you saying? What was the summary?
I'm looking at the fucking warp.
From week 1?
The true warp from week 1. Isaiah Likely was a number 5 overall player. We know he exploded. Number 2 tight end, 29. Number 3 tight end, Foster Moreau, 37.
This is so painful on so many levels for me to sit here and act like... Everybody stop. Everybody that's doing anything, stop at once. I'm going to go like Will Ferrell on it. I need your attention, please.
Number 5 tight end.
If you want to look at anything in fantasy football at all in a 1-week sample size, you are doing it wrong. I'm here to tell you. And T-Rock, I have a question for you based on this fucking sentence. How many games do you lose?
Kelce.
How many games do you lose, Mike?
89th overall player.
How many games do you lose in 1 week? What's the max you can lose? All of them, right?
2.
There you go. Against the median.
Two.
You can't go 0-4. You lost. You go on to you're on to Cincinnati. I mean, what are we talking about here? We're condemning the position, every player based on a weak sample size. Mike, you told me when the Warp Tool first came out that I was doing it wrong for looking at just last season. You're here trying to talk people into a week's fucking warp. Guys, we are, when I talk about we're cooked, this is when I say we, I mean we. We are absolutely fucking cooked. What are we doing?
It's fucking over. I'm declaring it. Tim Riggins is saying it's Vince Carter.
I like the energy though. I like the conviction. I do. I will argue the validity of 1 week in anything being the sample size. However, I love the conviction. And you could be right. I mean, I'm not telling you that the whole tight end position could end up being dead, but it's a lofty claim. It's a bet that's probably based on warp worth making. But
how's that staff league after 1 week? By the way, how are we doing?
We meaning who? You?
Just in general, like how you feeling? How you doing?
About the staff league?
Yeah. I mean, there's a band on the line. And you know my affinity for bands because I spend them like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Mike, I mean this sincerely. I hope someone else wins it.
Bands make her dance.
Keeping the band in house would feel dirty in a way. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm absolutely. I get it. I'm not beyond keeping it. You know, I'm not beyond doing it. I'll happily flex. But how do I feel about it? I feel like this is going to be one of those leagues that, despite the money you throw at me, see, some people can't be bought. You know, I'm having a hard time, at least so far, with this new crazy schedule, keeping too many tabs on any brand new leagues. But this is one that I know I need to clean up a couple things. I didn't have the greatest week one, but I still think my team's solid. Right now, Mike, one of the things I did was, unfortunately, because y'all motherfuckers think we're going to quarterback hoard and, you know, a redraft league. I mean, we have sincere mental cases at South Harmon, and long laundry lists of them. So I don't actually have a QB2. And honestly, based on if you want to talk about a position being dead,
quarterback.
If we're going to use 1 week sample size, buddy, I mean, you know how many teams of yours that are cooked? Like for eternity's time?
Yeah.
I'm talking about cooked.
So I'm the best 1-1 team.
Nice.
You're the second best 1-1 team. You know, it is against the median.
I got lucky to play the median this week.
like you and I would be 2-0 if we played Eric.
Yeah, I will say Eric is repping the Browns helmet well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mediocrity. Shout out to Seth.
He's 2-0, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 2-0 because
he played nobody.
He played nobody. He played a shitter.
Seth who did he play? Oh, tight ends do matter.
Tight ends do matter. He might have played the one team that.
Can I tell you what's really bad, Mike? I really. If you hear me constantly dunking on a certain someone and feeling like it's maybe a little bit much, I won't fight you, to tell you the truth. But he deserves it. Fair. Every bit of it. And it's done with love, kind of. There's a team, Mike. So you just talked about how bad the entire position was in general, right? So if you, in a specific league, go in with the most tight end heavy approach you could take, that team did poorly. And when I say poorly, it looks like
second to last.
Well, it looks like it's like the runt of the litter. It's something that doesn't belong, right?
Shout out to Matt Dennis too. You remember when I dunked?
Damn it! Matt Dennis found a way to draft a team in best ball that did worse than this. Mike, I'm beginning to think. You know, you talking about, do you believe in miracles? I'm beginning to believe there's a little bit of magic in this kid. He is something special, buddy. I mean, it is. He will find a way to be that different and that type of character.
You remember when he caught all them strays?
They weren't strays.
He was probably like 50 Cent. Like, fuck me though.
Wish death upon me.
Many men.
many shitheads.
The worst fucking team in the entire league.
Mike, I can't understate. I'm sorry, I can't overstate enough how hard it has to be to put together a team that was outdone by a team of tight ends last week.
It's tough.
Like you have to be. It's more than just a little bit unlucky. I'm sure there's a lot of unlucky things and breaks he got, but there's a little bit more to it than that, even in 1 week sample time. So
it's fucking tough, man. But he was. Sorry, Matt.
Now that said, you want to talk about? Oh, nice. This is how cooked the show is. The AMA cash is just like, nah, no more. No more. You guys gave away a band. I ain't fucking putting it out. What the hell's going on? What the hell? What the hell? We're not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving until that thing comes back on. The fuck is going on?
There you go.
Read the rest of my tight end war question. I want to argue. I'll be honest. We don't. War is something we just don't do here, other than go to war. So if you want to talk about war, we got you.
What war is.
I do.
I have no idea what war is.
I do.
What is that?
It's what you call it?
Storm?
Hillbilly holler.
Janky.
No, it's the
a ripoff.
The second version.
You know, it's what you do when you see something else successful. You just make a shittier version, sell it as your own.
I mean, I don't know if it's shittier. I don't know that much about it. I know that it's not warp.
I know what you fucking did. Listen, you're like Fredo. I'll bring you in real close. Broke my heart. Now you die.
It's like
call me Kendrick Lamar. What up, Fizz? If Fizz is still watching at this point, or he watches back, he'll understand.
You have a man. Guy thinks he's
spicy.
He thinks he's Moneybag Yo, Kendrick Lamar.
I mean, they talking out of their necks.
I'm just trying to fucking I'm literally trying to get a goddamn graphic to pull up on the screen and just let Mike have the floor. I mean, you could wind up on the floor just listening, buddy. I love you.
I mean, motherfuck the big three. It's just big me.
Wow. You know what? That's is that Tupac?
I think so. It's the Tupac of our generation.
You bite your tongue.
He's gonna be doing the halftime show. Fuck y'all. Tupac ever do a halftime show? Answer's no.
You thought I wasn't gonna fix that shit? You know what? Every single one of you, 287 people, you doubted me.
What do we talk about here with this shitty version of war?
To be honest with you, Mike, this has been the most difficult. Despite the mouse dying, despite all, it's a good thing. There is so many comments to try to track down a second one from another person is genuinely difficult. Would you take what you think 13 wide receiver would presume tight end 2? But
after week one?
There's
yes.
Hey Xavier, you know I love you. I really do, Xavier Lopez. When I say that, I mean it sincerely. When you break them up into this many different questions, it's hard to.
We got you. We'll follow along.
We'll do it though. Let's start from the beginning. Yo guys, what about in a 16 team Superflex Start 11 2.0 tight end premium? The war that top 5 tight ends score more or the same as the top 12 wide receivers. How about this, Xavier? Can you give me the league name? We'll run it on on our stuff.
On the real one.
Listen, Mike, I'm gonna
not the rip-off version.
I'm gonna take. For the brand's sake, I need to try to take the high road of something tonight because I know you ain't gonna be the face. Well, no. You're the face of the face of the show, but
I ain't running a fucking Trinity.
You know what happens?
Fuck or whatever it is.
You know what happens when you don't train and prep up Jordan Mason for the media? You get a fucking blunder. You know, like that poor kid.
I got that Manscaped money now.
You know what? Wait till
my balls are fresh.
Wait till you hear who might be joining squads. Be interesting to hear. Anyway, all right. So username, I'm looking for it.
You got it? Because I'm drunk as fuck.
Well, he hasn't typed it in, so I mean, I don't have it. I'm ready to argue. He wants to argue, buddy. One thing no one probably has quite an understanding and appreciation for as well is that Mike. Dear God.
Look, this dude's got to put league IDs in. You know, that's how you know you've been using a janky fucking service.
Can we do the backwards program in here?
Sure. I'm pretty sure because we got this cool thing called the lab. Like I can
I was just gonna say we can test it in the lab and figure out what the type is, right? We can figure out what the blood type is. It's a typo.
Nope, that didn't work. I don't even know how the fuck you do it on fucking.
Here we go. We got it. Oh, you know what's crazy? The username is literally his YouTube. That's awesome. Okay.
Look at that,
Xavier.
He ain't fucking around.
Here's what I'll say, Xavier. Love you, buddy. All right. If you ain't first, you're last is the first league that pulls up, so you already win. You've won my heart there.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Okay, so
Fucking Cougars.
What's the league name? We don't know. Oh, it is if you're first or last.
I use subpar services. I think that's the league name.
Well, Mike, if you judged me based on all the services that I've ever used ever in my life,
that's true, man.
You want to talk about not being worthy? No pun intended, right?
I have a lifetime subscription to a VR porn site. That'll never go bad, right? You're probably always going to use that.
And you want to know what I'm talking about when I'm like, we're not going to just throw this kid up as our face to the media. He's going to answer questions that aren't asked that are going to kill the brand. Like, nobody asked, Nobody fucking asked. Yes. Just unsolicited to the masses. And believe me, they and myself, I think we all believe you. So I appreciate the honesty. Speaking of honesty, Mike, we got this up. Can I tell you that this tight end line is not even close to the greatest I've seen?
Really? Surprise, surprise.
You seem genuinely surprised.
No, I'm not.
God damn it. You know I'm being sarcastic.
I'm on my game. I'm on my game. I pulled this team up on the lab, too.
Hey, yo. This is awesome.
Do you like that? We'll double team them.
Xavier, one thing that I'm sure you're not ready for is a Mike and Adam,
Does fucking Hillbilly Holler have a lab? Is that what they have?
Yeah, they had to make it somehow.
That's true. They probably stole it from somebody.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Xavier.
Want me to fucking not have a cracked voice.
Real talk here. Real talk. Your team is not good. Not good.
Xavier, I know you wanted a question answered that you paid money for, but Mike's going to talk to you about something else. All right? You're going to the guidance counselor's office for a little bit.
Your team is not good in this league. It is not good.
It's time for a sidebar.
The last thing I would be doing is trading for the shittier position.
Thanks for the super chat, by the way. Keep them coming.
I would rather keep the top 12 wide receiver type by far and away on my shittier squad for tradability in the future and team building. Like, I am not going into the tight end position ever. Ever.
You're not
that is the last thing I build up.
Mike's talking about it like it's a fucking haunted house or some shit. I'm not going in ever.
Yeah. Dr. T-Rock hit it. Sorry, T-Rock. My bad, Mr. Rock. Tight end's the least of your problems.
The tight end line in 2024, if we were going to use that, which I was strongly suggest not doing, is quite a sight for sore eyes. Now,
if this is the correct league, like, I'm still also
trying to figure out where
the top 12 wide receiver comes from. But if you're talking about in the reverse, like, would you trade a George Kittle for a top 12 wide receiver? Yes.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
Off my team. The dude's on the fucking this arm. God, that always fucks me up. George Kittle's right behind me, looking at me while I say, "Get the fuck off my team, George. Take your party bus and your smoking hot wife, pack your shit, and get the fuck off."
Speaking of pack,
while I go get a top 12 wide receiver that everybody in my fucking league is going to want at some point.
We are. I
don't give a fuck what the warp says.
We are significantly and sincerely past the time that we should be exiting. Speaking of get the fuck out, we have overstayed our welcome of our own channel a good bit. I will tell you though, Xavier, since you paid good money for this.
$1.99.
No, I mean, listen, we once, Mike, only had $1 tier.
We still only have $1 tier.
No, but I'm saying that was the only you could only pay us $1 for it. I won't scoff at $1.90. I won't scoff at double that ever in the history of my life. Fuck inflation.
We were the strippers of the fantasy football industry. We only accepted once.
What do you mean? Why are you using that past tense word? Like,
we are still the strippers of the fantasy football industry. We only accept once.
Now, last year, Tay Adams was the wide receiver 12.
Okay.
Over 2 warp. Now, last year, the 2 tight end was, for the season, Travis Kelce. Now, I mean, that also, like, I just want to put it out there too. Both of those players, if you try to use WARP as just a singular player analysis thing, that's not really the best use of it, because guess what? Both those dudes fucked you down the stretch hard. It didn't matter which one you had. That WARP wasn't being captured at all, my friends. Not at all.
Some of us pay to be fucked hard.
All right. I want to get out of here so bad, and I can't. You know what, Xavier? Sometimes things just aren't meant to be, and not meant to be is you trying to buy these tight ends.
You're beautiful.
If it's to be, it will be. I think is something that somewhere some person said. I'll be honest with everybody here. The crickets that I'm getting on my side are deafening. We are. I don't know. I don't know how much faith I have in humanity when we are still at a record number of people here. When we are, Mike. He won't wake up as bad as he did the Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. Speaking of which, we got at least 200, probably over 1,000 easy. Every one of you should, if you've made it to this point, go do yourself a really big favor, because you owe it to yourself, if you're here with South Harmon, to enjoy life. Go back to an earlier time, a younger version of Mike and myself. When we were doing content, similar evening of tonight, we used to binge content, 3 episodes in a day. We did a video on Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. We called it Name Brand Off Brand. Actually, a series that I still, to this day, although everyone doesn't click on it and watch it, one of my favorites. We called it Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes before it was cool. Jalen Hurts, the off brand. However, you may not know it based on the video we put out. I'll just leave you with that. You should give yourself it's a good 10, 15 minute video. Oh, it's a fantastic watch.
Well, no. I'm just saying, this one isn't that bad. I'm not slurring my words.
I just said that. Yeah, it's not. I'm saying you are not as bad as that. You're not gonna go dehydrated. Puke. But yeah, that's actually, now you're scaring me. That's what you told me that day too.
I was dehydrated that day.
But if you're dehydrated, oh, I thought you were talking about tonight. You were scared.
No, we're good. We're good today. I drank plenty of water. I had
what's up, Joey?
Bottles of water.
Listen, I'm sorry that you came in right as we're leaving. We, unfortunately,
thanks, Joey,
have needed to go. He is looking great. Looking fantastic.
Aaron
Joey,
Jones,
you can watch it back. If you do have 2 hours to spare, or you could crank through this in an hour, right? Go to 2x if you're that type. I mean, it's worth the watch. It's absolutely worth the watch. And I'm not someone that just parades around our content. I don't just spam my content to my friends. But if I have a good piece, I'm like, listen, man, do yourself a favor. Pop this bad boy on. I would say pop this bad boy on. Make sure you check out Manscaped. Use the promo code SHFF20. If you're not into, shaving your downstairs, you want to let that bush go, I won't judge you. But at least go check out Science Shit. sh.it. Make sure you dot the I. At least if you're going to have that thing, cover it up with something nice, okay? Cover that fucking bush up with a jersey that might be signed.
We'll get the thumbs right here.
I don't know that we're going to get the thumbs right. I think we're going to have a lot of thumbs down, to be frank with you.
What the fuck are you saying?
What am I saying? If that's the thing that you're confused about from this episode, or anyone's confused about from this episode...
I farted and it was iffy. It's time to go.
I thought it was going to be silent. That would be honest with you. It was a fart. We'll see you back here, same time, same place. Potentially, God willing, that none of you snitch and tell the cops on us. We love you.
Love y'all.